Tom Gray here. Just made me this fancy little decorative nut on my Craftsman 109 Grandpa mini lathe. It's for a future project. Came out pretty nice. I'll show you how I did it. For an upcoming project, I have to adapt 1-inch UNC to 1-inch pipe. Now it just so happens that 1-inch all thread fits inside 1-inch pipe. So I'm gonna make a little, I could just weld this on here, right? But I want to make a little fancy adapter. Get going. I've got the nut chucked up in my little Craftsman 109, and I've got the tool post and cross slide and compound all adjusted. You kind of got to go in funny angles on this thing to get it all to fit. And then it's a constant game of loosening and tightening the gib screws to lock or unlock one of the moving pieces to get a cut going. So there it is. I have it chucked up on the points, which may not be the smartest thing, but that's all my all my chuck jaws can grab. So that's what I'm doing. I just reefed the heck out of it. So let's start cutting. Okay, this is going to take a long time, so I'll bring you back when I've gotten past the hex here. Finally past the hex and onto the flats on this little diameter here. So now I'm just gonna work it in a little at a time. Isn't digging it, but we're getting there. Just going really slow. We'll press on. Okay, I'm almost touching the jaw, so I don't want to crash crash this little thing, obviously. But we're almost there. It's got obviously a lot of chatter, but I'm going to give it a little bit of cleanup, and then we'll flip it around and finish out the other side. Wait, I'm going to do a little chamfer on this side. Just let it cool off. Just flipping it around here. Wow, that's really close. And I'll go for it. I think I can get in there without crashing it. Got her turned around, sort of indicated in and clamped up. Now let's start cutting. A little anchor lube on here to give it a little bit of help, just to start with. I want to put a little taper on it, so I got the compound kind of set at an odd angle. I'm just gonna try to skim it that way. Okay, left a little crease in it, but that's all right. So there's the rough out, and I do mean rough. As you could see, even though I sped that up a lot, you could probably still hear and see it. There's quite a bit of chatter, and you need 3 hands with this thing. You gotta operate the controls manually, and then you gotta keep tightening and loosening the gibs to lock and unlock things so you can move them around. So it's quite a ballet. But here we are. To put the final cuts on, I've got a piece of all thread or Redi-Bolt chucked up. Now I'm just gonna drill a little pilot hole in it and use my center to support it while I run the nut on. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now I put the rough cut nut on. And engage my slightly worn dead center. Hopefully I got it sort of indicated. Okay, I got my compound moved around and tool holder moved around. So now I'm going to try and take a little bit more material, make a little bit better finish cut. Going this way, so compound's over there. Okay, there it is, not too bad. Definitely some striations in it. I don't know if you could hear the chatter because I turned the volume way down, but it was some good chatter. Not terrible, but hey. So I'm just gonna put a little chamfer on it with a file and maybe smooth it out with some emery cloth. And as a final gesture, I'm just going to put a little decorative cut down the middle, just because I can. After I torque down the tool post, be a good idea. Got to lock, unlock, move, relock. A lot of on this thing again, you got to lock, relock, move, adjust. So kind of takes 3 hands. So here goes. And there it is. Threads nicely onto my 1-inch UNC, which then fits nicely into the 1-inch pipe. That will be welded to that in a future video, which is what I made this for. So I'm going to call this one a success, and it's on to the next project. I'll see you there and then.